It's been a big thing that you guys have launched in 2025 is new AI PC devices that allow you to have quite a bit of compute on the edge and quite a bit of data storage as well. So plenty of data storage to be having your knowledge layer maybe updated on. I'm guessing here you might even have some real world use cases, John, but in my mind, it would kind of make sense to me to have a 24-hour process. Like every 24 hours, a cron job goes off that goes over the systems of records and updates the knowledge layer on some edge device, at midnight or something. And then that updated knowledge layer information is available for the generative system or the agentic system to be able to use it, regularly with low latency.
It gets even more dynamic when we start talking about fully autonomous agents, because the agent uses that knowledge layer, specifically the things like knowledge graphs, as a place to keep track of what it's learned. Like we build autonomous agents where we've given them, an ensemble a task to develop a skill, to run a CNC machine, to do a research report, to whatever it is. And it turns out that it starts with that, that batch representation of knowledge. And then as it starts to work through the problem, it actually creates pathways through the knowledge graph that look like, they look like vectors that essentially allow it to understand how it got from point A to point B, how it turned on the CNC machine, how it found an answer. And all of that is dynamically being added to the knowledge graph as the agent is actually working. And so that's why I keep saying it's not a system that ever goes cold. It's hot or warm at the worst. And that's just a different way to think about it. I think, you talk a lot about data in this environment, this dialogue, and this is the takeaway is there's a new layer forming, and it's not just, you shouldn't treat these as just another database and use the same approach you do for any type of database on this AI stuff, because it's not doing the same thing. It doesn't exist in the same place. It doesn't have the same behaviors. And so that's going to be fun. There hasn't been a lot of new data stuff for a while. This is all new data stuff. And it's actually pretty exciting to, figure out, okay, what does it do? Where do I apply it? Then how do I optimize it? How do I make it work well? And that's where things like deploying knowledge graphs close to the point of presence and making them incredibly dynamic becomes incredibly powerful.